Hi, I'm Dr. Marcia Grimminger from the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown, and I'm here during National Chemistry Week to talk about adhesives. So this year's theme is called Sticking with Chemistry. So we're going to learn about the properties of things like glue and slime. And we're going to be making slime today. So we have mixtures of polyvinyl alcohol with water-soluble glitter. And we are going to see what happens to those when we mix them with a borax solution. So I have some party beads, and I'm going to show you what's going on with the molecules. So when you get your container of polyvinyl alcohol, you can give it a little gentle shake. The lids aren't super tight, so make sure that you don't shake it too violently. You'll see that it's not stiff like slime. So it feels more like water. The molecules are able to pass over each other very easily, whereas in slime, they stick together a lot more. So we're going to see how the borax achieves this. So let's use some party beads as a molecular model for the polyvinyl alcohol. What we want from slime is for it to be a thick texture. We should be able to pull it apart and it should stick together. So if I have these long strands, which are called polymers, all of the molecules can slide past each other really easily. So even when I ball it up, I can unwind it very easily. There's nothing that's causing these three strands to stick together. So there are two options for when I'm trying to change the chemical makeup. I could use a bond breaker, and that would be something like scissors here. So if I take my strands and I start to cut the bonds that are represented here, I actually get them to pull away from each other even easier. So bond breaker isn't going to be what I need to make slime. Instead, I'm going to choose a bond maker. So these are called tetrahedrals. They are a three-dimensional shape where we have 4 places where we could make a bond to our polyvinyl alcohol. So this represents the borax solution. So if I mix these in with my polyvinyl alcohol, I end up with a much lumpier substance. Now the strands of polyvinyl alcohol are fused together with these bond makers. And so I am able to move the strands apart, but not completely. So the 3 strands are completely connected. I'm not able to break that bond between them, and it plays a lot more like slime. If I put too many bond makers in, then I get a stiff substance. So I have 10 of these bond makers in here. Now the molecules aren't able to slide past each other, and I don't get the right consistency. So if you don't use the right amount of borax, you'll end up with a really sticky slime. It will start to stick to everything. Before we get started, I do want to talk about a few safety restrictions. In your plastic cups, you have polyvinyl alcohol solution, and this can be a skin irritant for some people, so be careful about it. You don't want to eat or drink any of the substances in lab today, and if you get them on your hands, you'll find that you'll be very glittery, so make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly after you're done playing with your slime. The borax solution is a traditional type of soap. It is a skin and eye irritant, so be very careful about getting these substances on your skin for long periods of time. If you do spill anything, you can wipe it up with a paper towel, and all of the contents can be poured down the drain. So here's the finished product. The slime sticks together much more than the liquidy water, but it still has a little bit of give. It has the right amount of cross-linking agents, those are the bond makers, so that it is not stiff and sticky. The molecules are still able to pass over each other, which gives it that characteristic feel. And as I said, make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly when you're done playing with your slime, because the glitter will get everywhere. Duncan is here to show you how to make slime. So he is the finished product right now. We've used some washable glitter paint, and we've used polyvinyl alcohol solution and borax solution. And you could prepare these at home, although they've been prepared by the American Chemical Society. So Duncan is showing one of the physical properties of the slime. You can pull it apart and it sticks together really well. The reason for that is it has a cross-linking agent. What that means is you have these really long chains of molecules in a polymer like polyvinyl alcohol, and they slide across each other really well. So if you take a look at the polyvinyl alcohol, So you can shake it really easily. It is very watery. Once we add the cross-linker, which is borax, we are going to make new bonds that prevent that polyvinyl alcohol from sliding apart from the other molecules. So it's going to make it really thick. And we're going to be doing this in a plastic bag to save on some of the mess. The glitter is washable, but it does get everywhere. Just make sure you have a prepared surface before you start to play with the slime. All right.
So it pulls apart really easily.
So take this with your hands. You're going to pour the liquid into there. Put it over the plate in case you spill. So we're going to take our polyvinyl alcohol and pour it into the bag. It has that washable glitter in it. And then we're going to add the cross-linker so you can see how easily it moves there.
I spilled a little dot.
That's okay. That's why we have the plate. So you're going to take this little pipette and then put it into the bag. Oh, the other side down, the squirt side down. And squirt it in there. So you just squirt the tip to dispense the cross-linking agent. And sometimes you need a little bit of help because it does take some hand strength to squeeze that bulb. Once all of the borax has been added, you can zip the bag.
If it's a Ziploc one?
It is a Ziploc. And then you're going to squish it around so that all of the borax mixes with the polyvinyl alcohol. The borax is a form of natural soap, so you might find that the bag gets a little bit sudsy. The more you work that slime, the more the borax is going to incorporate with the polyvinyl alcohol, and you'll get a nice uniform consistency of the slime.
Oh, Mommy, we're making the same slime as this.
Yeah. It also helps, once you have it fully mixed, whenever you take it out of the bag and mix it with your hands, more of the water will evaporate and you'll get a stiffer consistency, similar to what Duncan has on the plate. And if you roll it around like he is right now, that's the best way to mix it.
Oh, so this is the same thing as this.
That's right, you're making more slime.
Oh, so I can play with more?
Yeah.
Okay.
And once you've mixed it thoroughly and it's nice and stiff, you can open up the bag. And you can scoop out the slime. It sticks to itself pretty well because it is an adhesive. An adhesive is something like glue or tape. It sticks to itself. And there might be a little bit of that blue food coloring left. Again, that is washable, so you can wash your hands and get rid of that. And the glitter is also washable. So the best way to get it out is to try and force it all together down at the bottom of the bag, and then just use your finger to peel it off of the side of the bag. It sticks to itself pretty well. So at first when you take it out, it's pretty blue and it's pretty sticky, but the more you work it, the more it sticks to itself.
And the more you wipe it, the more dry it becomes.
And you can see that it's going to stick to itself more than your hand. So if you just run it over your hands and keep mixing it together, eventually it'll pull off all the slime from your hands, but it will leave a lot of sparkles. So just be ready, have a nice work surface so that you don't get sparkles where you don't want them. So we have much better uniformity to our slime. It still moves, but it's much thicker. So we've added the borax and we've turned it from a watery solution into a nice thick adhesive.
I turned it into one big thing. You know what? I'm gonna do the same thing.
Make sure that you store your slime in a airtight container because if the water evaporates, it will get very stiff. So you can store it in the cup that your polyvinyl alcohol solution came in, or you can put it back into the bag or get a clean bag from the teacher.